Ever wondered why some relationships go so well? The people who are united for years. You even see couples, they, they, they begin to look like each other. Marriages are thriving, family bonds are great. And while some just constantly feels like a struggle. There are always issues and problems going on. I'll tell you why. Service. Now, I read of a story of Lily and Marcus who were in a relationship, and Lily wants a lot of outing, getaway, and really there was nothing wrong with the things she wanted. They were very, things that are needed and important for their relationship. A lot of things that she needed for her day-to-day needs. She needed to go places. She needed to get things done, as the case may be. So, guys, you will have to get the timer rolling, as the case may be, so we don't keep our audience for too long. And Marcus, just sat down and he was like, "Oh, what's going on?" And he loves her, so he kept on giving her. Planned the dates. Lily wants to go for an outing. Marcus takes her. Lily wants flowers. This is the movie Lily wants to watch. Marcus makes it available. The relationship was just about Lily. What Lily wants, how Lily liked it, where Lily wanted to eat, what meal Lily preferred. It was a relationship where Marcus was just giving and giving and giving to Lily. And one day they had a dinner appointment, and they got there and they didn't let them in. And the reason was Marcus had forgotten to book for a reservation. And Lily was angry. Like, how could he have done this? It was one of her favorite restaurants, and she knew that this place usually gets booked. And just right there, you could tell from a broken heart and cracks in Marcus' voice when he was saying that the relationship is just about her giving and giving and giving. And Lily was honestly surprised, taken aback, to say, I always asked you if you loved what you were doing. I always asked you if they were okay. And you always said you loved doing them. And Marcus' response was, I loved it, and I probably still do, but everything is always about you, what you want and how you like it. And I'm honestly getting tired. And Lily was shocked. And after that conversation, she began to think about what Marcus said over a few days. And though it broke her heart, she began to realize that, of truth, Marcus, attention was beginning to reduce, unlike the earlier days. The rate at which it was, available for her was beginning to be different, unlike the earlier days. And she began to see how she could restore things back. And she had a talk with Marcus, and it was about, what can I give for you? And Marcus' response was, I think I need a few days to find myself again, a few days to just recharge. Then we can take it up from there. It was difficult for Lily to process, but they began to make amends. Their relationships have evolved over the years, and they are still together, but now Lily is beginning to pause and try to find out, what does she want, what does he want, and how can she give to him. On today's episode, we'll talk to you about what it means for relationships to thrive, one of the foundational pillars of our relationship to thrive, and how God has even made us to decide that relationship should work, because we're supposed to have a mindset of service first. To even think about it, do you know, did you realize that God made us for service. That when God even made us, He Himself, His focus was to serve us. Like, God made us to serve. You know, it's crazy. In Matthew, the disciples came one time and they were dragging and tussling and trying to find out who is supposed to be the greatest in the kingdom. This one goes, me, I can imagine, like it would just be like little kids playing around and they were trying to drag who is supposed to, be first in a particular spot. And so I said, no, me, I deserve it because I did that. No, it's me, I deserve it. Because no, it's me, I deserve it. And they go to ask Jesus and Jesus tells them a profound thing. And he says, the system of this world, they lord things over you. They insist on climbing over your head and forcing their way to the top. But he said in the kingdom, it is not so. So how is it in the kingdom? If it is not so in the kingdom, how is it in the kingdom? Then he says, in this kingdom, whoever wants to become first have to be willing to serve. Remember, I like to say this because it's so profound. There is a way the kingdom works. And the kingdom works with the rules of the person who is the king of the kingdom. So, if you want to enjoy the best of this world, the best of relationship in this world, you really need to understand how did the maker of the world say it should be. It's just an effort in futility to buy a product from a manufacturer and decide that you would use the product the way you want to use it without asking the manufacturer what it was meant for. It's crazy to do that. I mean, you buy a car and you say, okay, this car is going to serve as a staircase to my house. Not transportation. The manufacturer made the car to move you from one place to another, but you buy it and say, you know what? It doesn't need to move me from one place to another. I can just use it as a means of getting a higher view to somewhere. Yeah, you use it for the higher view, but I mean, you have completely missed out on how the car is supposed to work and work for you. And the king comes to say, in Matthew 20, the king says it clearly. He tells his disciple that the son of, Matthew 28 tells her that, you say, even I, who am the firstborn of you, I'm the son of the king, I am with the God himself. I came to earth to serve you. I did not come to be served. Like, that's why God is here. And one time, he wanted to illustrate this to the people. Just because Jesus makes the same point over and over again with different instances, because he's trying to show us that, guys, there's a pattern here. Guys, this is how it works. So one time, he calls his disciples together and he tells them that they should, take off their clothes, and not their clothes, their garments up, and he puts a towel around his neck, and he was the one that was washing their feet. In that era, washing the feet could be one of the lowest things you can do. It could be like one of those very downgrading things a human being can do as a job. It would be the job of a servant. But he was trying to show a model that it's in service that we find a key on our relationship thrive. And he himself came to model this for us. He himself came to model this for us. He himself came to say, you know what? I want you guys to know that as I'm here now, I didn't come to make things work for me. Do you understand that the very reason why he came, even if you backtrack a little bit back, the very reason why he came was because he wanted we to have access back to God. He came to serve as a bridge. So, You are here. God is here. Then Jesus Christ is here. The connecting bridge from you and here. So, the reason why he came was to serve the purpose of, I want to be able to connect you to him. And I will be the middle bridge for that. That was his reason for coming. That was his reason for coming. You lost it. There was this connection that was originally given to you. You sold it and now it's broken. I will come and serve as a bridge between these two connections back. And really, that sometimes they say is the meaning of the cross. Because the cross really looks like a bridge. Jesus is at the middle and the two hands sacrifice you and Jesus here. You know, that can be something you want to process or not. But the essence is Jesus came not to show you he was. You can imagine if Jesus wanted to show you that he was the king of the world. He would have just have you seen the way? I don't know if it happens in your country, but in my country it does. When a governor of a state or the president is passing the road at a particular instance, you don't move. It happened to me one day. I was driving, and the governor of my state was passing, and the entourage had gone ahead, and there were more behind, and he was moving, and they would tell, before he even gets to you, they've waved and say, Claire, the number one citizen of the state is coming. So you need to pause wherever you are going to and allow the number one citizen of the state to go through first. But when Jesus was about to come, he came in a way that, nobody would know that he is here. Undercover mission for service. For service, that's why he came. Because what was he trying to show you and I? He was trying to not only model it in his action, but he also, you have to realize that it is important when Jesus is not just modeling an action for you, he's also telling you verbally the importance of that action. That the way up, the way to get to A, B, C, the way just is modeling that you are here and you want to have a great relationship with your wife or husband. So a great spouse, loving relationship. You want to have kids that love, who are thriving. Yeah? What do you want to have? You want to come out and you want people to see you in your relationship context, and you want to be able to say, oh, people love you. People love you. You want love from people. Like genuine love. Genuine love from people. With your siblings in the house, you want to have great bond. You want to have great bond with your siblings in the house. These are honest desires for us in our relationship. We want to be able to experience these things honestly in our relationship. And Jesus Christ came and says, I see all your desires and they are great. And I want to show you how you can harness them. Here's the way to harness them. Serve. Yes, the bridge that takes you from here to here. Service. Here's a fundamental key that takes you from this place where you are to this your desired point in your relationship. It's service. And let's be honest. One of the things that kills relationship is not finances. The highest killer of relationship is not distance. The highest killer of relationship is not all these things that we like to proclaim sometimes. that they are the reasons why you know the relationships are not working. You know, so sometimes people say it's infidelity. I get it. But the thing is that all these things are symptoms of a problem. All of these things are symptoms. The main issue for this symptom is selfishness. Selfishness is the reason why all these things that are now seen as symptoms that are spoiled relationship are manifesting. It's selfishness. It's selfishness. And the only antidote to selfishness is service. The only antidote to selfishness is service. Is service. You know, I remember there was a time where, personally, this is a little bit, you know, not so comfortable for me, but I remember personally, when I first got married to my wife, I'd been hurt a few times in my relationship. So I'd said, I wanted to get married to somebody who, you know that coming to American style of movie, but this was not about money, because I didn't have money to splash around. It was like I wanted to marry somebody who would just marry me, not because I was able to do this for them, do that for them, you know, be all this kind of person, buy flowers, take them out, give money. You know, I just wanted you to just see a practical part of me without all of these things, and would you love me still? And fortunately, I wouldn't even advise you to do that right now. But fortunately, God had mercy on me and my wife married me. But after and even when we're dating, I told her really that this is the thing. Yeah, I'm not doing this thing now, not because I can't do them. I have a track record of doing them. It's just that people like Marcus in the story I told you earlier, people had chosen my service over me. People had placed my service over me, and I wanted people to. I want you to love me, not my service. And she got married to me at the time, but after we were married, I couldn't figure out how to give my wife those things. I couldn't say endearing words anymore. I didn't have the capacity to, you know, look at her and say, "Damn girl, you're beautiful." You know, I didn't have the capacity to say, "Okay, I'm just going to buy you flowers today." And I used to do those things before, then suddenly I couldn't do them anymore. And I was wondering why. Why is it a little bit difficult to do that? Because I wasn't able to service a need. And I realized that I've been selfish for so long that I didn't even know how not to be unselfish anymore. I'd been the lily in our relationship who was just getting and getting and getting and getting. I didn't even know how to consider our ways anymore. And I had to go back to the fundamental of, why did you marry her? You married her to serve her. You didn't know that? So why? Why? What's your why? What's your why? What's your why? Yes, I know you married to get children. Yes, I know you are in love so you people can take over the globe together. But you know, to get to this point where all these things are happening, you know, you have kids, you take over the world, you have a flourishing marriage, you know, just name it. And it could be in any context, marriage, siblings, friends. Oh, the bridge to get here is service. If you are not going to be willing to serve your spouse, then you shouldn't marry them. If you're not going to be willing to put their need in front of yours, you shouldn't marry them. If you're not going to be able to be considerate of what it is that is going on in their life, you shouldn't marry them. Okay. It's about marriage. What about your friendship? What about your friendship? You would need to serve your friend. You need to show up when it's inconvenient for you, when they're having an issue. You need to show up when it's inconvenient for you, when they're also celebrating. You need to take calls. You need to be able to say, I'm calling you out on this thing because it's not going to bring the best out of you in this instance. How about your family? You need to serve. You need to serve your siblings. Do you realize it that the dynamics of parents and children relationship is the dynamics that involve service? The parents would need to serve the child for a while, and the child, when the child matures, begins to grow and learn, the child starts serving the parents in return. Service is going to be mutual. Only children who are not grown remain selfish forever. And selfish people don't get to the destination of their desire. They don't. You do not have the capacity to take you to your desired destination. Because the bridge, Jesus showed us, service. That's Jesus' model. He died. He saved us, connected us back to God, and now we look up to Him as the author and finisher of our faith. What's going to be your model to take you to a great marriage? What's going to be a model to give you great bonds with your family? What's going to be a model to give you great in your workplace? Okay. Why do you think they employ you? Why do you think you're employed? You are employed to serve. Oh, mind blown. Why do you think people pay you money? They pay you money for services you can render. You serve people greatly, you get great amount of money. Yeah, with a combination of other things, but even to have a great relationship with your boss, you would need to be able to serve. You need to be able to serve their needs emotionally, serve their needs psychologically, serve their needs financially. You know, your selfishness has built a wall on the bridge. So there's a wall now. Because you are selfish, this place is blocked. There's a block. You can't see past yourself. You can't see the other side of what you need to get to. The great spouse. The great spouse in a marriage. The great kids and thriving family bond with your children. You know, for parents, here, I understand that the society might be difficult and there are so many other things that play out that makes it not to work, but you're also called to serve them. Serve your kids. Serve them with your time. Serve them with your time. Be available to play with them. Then you also serve them with your resources. Yeah? Then you also serve them with your gift and your talent. You teach them, you show them the way. And in return, as they mature, because they won't stay as children forever, they serve you back. How do you serve with your siblings? You know, married people. Do you realize that sex is about service also? Do you realize that sex in a bedroom is about serving the need of the other person also? So, service is usually very easy for people who just get to meet themselves. You know, when you get to the office the first time, you are so good, you come early, you clean the whole place up. When you meet somebody for the first time, you are so curious, you want to know what do you like, what's your favorite color, what meals do you enjoy. Because, guess what? Why are you doing that? Because you already know at a subconscious level that it takes service for you to even get space into the person's heart. Now, people take advantage of that knowledge. You know, they play on people's emotion, they lie, they're deceitful. That's not what I'm talking about. People are abusing it because it's a tool that works. If it was not a tool that works in the first place, they won't even consider using service in the first place. Did you realize that? The reason why it takes serving somebody to even date them in the first place is because it's a tool that works. I'm talking about dating people genuinely. So how do you now get into a relationship and you think the tool that helped you to get them will be the tool that will not help you to keep them? It won't work. You would need service. You are designed to serve. The way you are able to move from point A to point B in the kingdom is that you are serving. You know, I bet you have a favorite restaurant or a favorite spot or a spa or somewhere you go to and you just really like the place. Yes, they may have a good product, but one of the things I bet you enjoy at a subconscious level, if you think about it, will be the service you get from that place. You go to a hotel and people are so warm and they are so respectful and they treat you so kind. You enjoy the way they serve you and you are likely to go back there again. But have you noticed that you have very bad taste in your mouth about places where you go to and they don't serve you well? You are designed to respond to service. And you are designed to abhor places where you're not served well. Why did you sack somebody from your office? They didn't serve you well. They didn't serve you well. If service was great, you would retain them. You can't keep fighting the very essence of the way you were created, the fabric of your being and your design. So you need to walk into a place this week and sit there in your life and say, how have I been selfish? How have I been selfish? How have I been selfish? Yeah. Where in my marriage have I been selfish? Why am I just demanding me? How? What excuse am I even giving for selfishness? What excuse am I giving for selfishness? Let me tell you one of the excuses you might be giving. I went to work, I was tired, and I'm drained, and I've been at work for 2 months. And now that I'm back, I don't want to sleep and I don't want anybody to touch me. For valid reasons, so what happens is that your life has different partition and dimension. So you have your work, you have your family, you have yourself. You have friends. And hopefully you have a call on your life. And all of this requires you to serve them. So you went to work and this is what practically happens. And what happens is that all of this requires balance. All of this requires balance. But practically, what happens to most of us is you went to work and you gave all of yourself. So your excuse, I say it's an excuse because it's really an excuse. I understand. I do understand that, you've given all of yourself. But what happened is that you are supposed to put margin. But because you did not put margin, you have 100% bar. You gave 85 to work. You are left with 15 at the end of the day. So you don't have plan to give these people anything. So if you manage, you give them 5. You are left with 10. So yourself, your sleep can even be a torment to you sometimes. But let's even assume you give yourself 10. Friends, call, nothing. And this can go on for weeks, sometimes months. This is how your service radar is reading. For some other people, they say they give family. And this might mainly affect women. They say they give family 60. But what they mean is that they gave the kids 60. They gave the kids 60. Then they gave the job 30. So the husband has nothing. The husband has nothing. You have 10. I like to always say you have 10% because you will sleep. So you service yourself. Your friends have nothing. So once in a month or so, you might not give yourself 20, your friends. Once in a month or so, you might not give your friends 50 or once a quarter. Some people never even have time to give their call anything. Your call is constantly 0. The reason why God put you on this earth is constantly 0. So, some other people, they give themselves 90. Hey, you service yourself 90. The job you are doing, you give it 5%. Family, you don't have time. Maybe because you are single. You know, some other people choose that they give their friends 60 and give themselves 40 or 30, then give their job 10. Some other people still give their calling 90, then give themselves 10. For any of this equation that is not 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, you know, other areas of life can enter here, you have lost balance. You have lost balance. Now, what do I mean by you have lost balance? It means that, first of all, you recognize that all these buckets of your life, you know, work can mean so many other things. Family can be your immediate family, you know, your extended family, yourself, your rest, your therapy, your health, your exercises, you know, your friends, you know, people you connect with, people in your inner circle, your call. You know, so many other things can fall under this bucket. But the point I'm trying to make, which I don't want you to lose track of, is you won't get to a point, a one singular point where you're always giving 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 to all the bucket. That's not the point. The point is you recognize that you have a need to serve people and these areas so that you can be able to experience this kind of relationship that you need. Then you choose to say, okay, maybe this week I can give this 40. Next week I will go back to giving them 10, 20, but I will take 10 for me this week and give, you know, 50 to my call this week or this month, because it's a particular thing I'm trying to achieve. But I'm still giving these people 10. When I achieve this in this month, I will come back and give this one another 30. But the call is to recognize that you are supposed to service all this area. No one area that you are servicing is an excuse for you to lose another area not servicing it. You will pay the price for the area you are not servicing, and that area of your life will leave a window. So what I mean is, you might be giving your job 85%, and of course you will thrive in your job, but your family life will suffer. And because your family life is suffering, it is in your family life the devil will come and attack you. And it will use... So I heard recently about a coach who his wife, a football coach, who his wife left him after 30 years. And the reason why the wife left him after 30 years is because the wife said in her words that he has always put his work first over his family for the 30 years. Now, there are so many reasons why you should have seen that, you should have worked on that, you know, you shouldn't have allowed it linger for 30 years. Those are valid. But the point now is, you will lose your family at your job. Because you can't constantly give this place this amount of service. So, because service is not about losing yourself. The fact that you saw yourself on the board makes you understand that servicing yourself is included. So service is not doing what Marcus did, where you are only just giving to other people. That's not service. That's having low self-esteem. So there's a difference between low self-esteem and service. So service is knowing who you are. Be robust in your identity. Be okay to value yourself. Then from the value you have from yourself, you give to other people. From the value you have from yourself, you give to other people. But first of all, you need to recognize that you need to serve. If you're going to have an amazing relationship, service needs to be an important factor. That has been established. I'm also saying to you, having established that fact, that you need to find a way to always juggle your service meter across all areas of your life in different seasons. You know, there's a reason why when you get married, hopefully you didn't have marathon sex before you got married to your partner. Even if you did, for some reason, you still went for honeymoon. And people allowed you to take 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, and if you did Bible 1 year. Why did they allow you to take that time? Because they allowed you time to go service that part of your buckets. But you realize that you can't stay in honeymoon forever, right? You come out from it. Now, because you're out of honeymoon, does that mean that you stop servicing that part of your life? No. But now you service it a little bit differently, with less focus on it all the time. At some point in the year, you dedicate a little bit more time to go service that area again. So that's how you juggle. But if you want to have a marriage that works, you must serve your partner. You must be willing to serve your partner. You must be willing to stop being focused on yourself all the time. And you can't give excuse about servicing one area as a reason not to service another area. You know, even the Bible emphasizes on this model. It says that you should always have sex with your partner except for reasons where you both agree to go on fasting. So the Bible is saying, okay, at this time, you want to service your personal bucket and your connection with God, which is great. So discuss with your partner that, I won't give you a little bit of my services here. I would have to move it to this point. For this season. The Bible even tells you for this season. It is giving you a manual to let you see how your relationship is supposed to thrive. Because you won't have the ability to always give 20 all across at every season, but you have the ability to always touch base. Guess what? Me and my wife do something that we usually call and we say is our love tank. You know, so I ask my wife every now and then, is your love tank full? If she says yes, it's full and it's overflowing. What that means for me and my wife is that I've really serviced her that season. So she's loved up. So I can go away a little bit more that season to do something else. And because she's so loved up, she's not seeking me so she's not panting and testing and I'm not available. Her tank is still filled up. So when I'm doing something else, she's covering my back, helping me attend to the kids, trying to find out what's going on with me at work. Her tank is full. The more she's doing those things for me, the more, so this is her tank, my wife. So her tank is full now. I took a week to pamper her, buy her gifts, make love to her, find out what she needs, be available for her. So that week, I'm probably taking more time off work, taking more time off myself, taking up a little bit out of my car. I fill that tank. So because she's full now, I can now say, your tank is full, okay. So the next week, I'm going to give work a little bit time. And she's attending to me. And because she's attending to me, guess what? As she's servicing me now, our love meter too is also going down. It's going down. As I'm doing my call, and I'm chasing my call and she's supporting me, the tank is going down. It's going down. As I'm attending to family, playing with the kids, taking the kids out, making that time. She's supporting me because her tank is full. The tank is going down. Tank is going down. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. You know, as I said, no, I want me time. I don't want just want to sleep. I just want to be with myself. I just want to have time with God. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. You know, even your phone, when it gets to 20%, or your computer, it beeps and tell you battery low. Even your device is designed to help you understand that service is a model. You need to charge it. So at 20%, battery low for my wife. Guess what? I've been filling work tank or my self tank or, you know, my friend's tank enough to pause and say, okay, I'm going to take more time to come and what? Recharge. I'm going to pull more into our tank now till our tank becomes full again, so that my marriage does not crack. So that my marriage does not crack. So you are able to maintain a model for service. But you won't even get here if you don't even realize that what will take you from here to having this great, amazing relationship will be that service is your bridge to go there. Selfishness will sabotage you. Selfishness will be a block from you getting there. So you begin to ask yourself, why did I marry this person? I married them for this reason. Why did I get this job? I got it for this reason. Why did I do this? Why do I have this call? It's for this reason. Why do I have these friends? For this reason. Why am I to myself? These are the reason. Okay, how can I help myself get there? I have to serve. But you can't serve and lose who you are. Then you have to now find a way to balance serving your areas of life. That fundamental kingdom key and principle called service will take you from where you are to where you want to be. So this week, I encourage you to please take our time and ask yourself, where in my life bucket, why am I in this circle? I know I've been called to serve. Where am I? Am I just a selfish person? Do I need to even deal with that first? Sit down, evaluate that, write about that. Then receive God's love that makes your self-esteem full enough for you to say, I can give to others. That's your starting point. That's your starting point. Stop being selfish. Be full enough to say you can give to others. Then, what's your next goal? You are willing to say, okay, how do I balance my service bucket so that one area does not suffer at the expense of another area and the devil does not have... You know, the Bible says you should not give a foot room or a foothold to the devil. So even give him a small room where you can penetrate him. So you have to cover all your areas with your service. So this week I challenge you. Pick one area of your life, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your colleague, whether it's your friends, whether it's a stranger, whether it's yourself, and say, okay, I want to start with this area. I want to eliminate selfishness and I want to serve here. And I promise you, make service a culture and an habit for you, and your relationship will drastically change. All of your relationships drastically change. Your love for people and the way people love you back will completely be different. And you would see that once you walk in the kingdom the way the principle has been set, then you enjoy it. That's all we can take for today. I hope to see you next time. Of course, as you can, if this blesses you, like and comment. Bye-bye.